Most people think Apple and gaming just don't mix. Why would you even try to play serious games on a Mac or iPhone? But this fall, Apple is betting big on changing that with one app designed to pull in every game you own from anywhere and turn it into a truly social experience. But here's the twist. Some developers are hyped, others are skeptical, and even the gaming community can't agree on what it all means. So what's really at stake? Let's talk about it. Gaming on Apple devices has always been complicated. For years, the App Store was a wild west of free-to-play hits, endless clones, and a few breakout titles, while Game Center faded into the background. Apple Arcade gave us a curated fix, but never really threatened Xbox or Steam. And honestly, outside the occasional, look, Resident Evil runs on the Mac now flex, most of us didn't even look at an iPhone or Mac as a real gaming platform. But at WWDC 2025, Apple announced something different, the new Games app. Not an update, not a widget, but a full-on system-level hub for every game you've ever played or downloaded across every Apple device you own. It's one of the biggest shifts in Apple's approach to gaming, and honestly, it might be exactly what its ecosystem needs. Or it could be another missed opportunity. Here's what's actually changing, why it matters, and the biggest questions nobody's answered yet. So, what is this thing? At its core, the Apple Games app is your new command center for play. It automatically pulls in every game you own and puts them in one place, synced across your iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Download or launch a game once, and the app just knows. It's added to your library, even if it's an old classic you played years ago. And this isn't just a reskin of Game Center. It's a true cross-device gaming hub. Although there is no Vision Pro or Apple TV support just yet, but hopefully that comes sometime soon. There's a home tab showing what you've played lately, which friends are playing what, and a personalized feed that surfaces recommendations, live events, and content updates. If you've got an Apple Arcade subscription, the app highlights top picks based on your habits, so you're always a tap away from something new. Now, where it gets really interesting is what it means for Mac users. For the first time, your entire Mac gaming history, no matter where the game came from, the App Store, Apple Arcade, Steam, Epic Games, something you just downloaded and installed yourself, wherever, it'll be recognized automatically. Apple's aiming to finally unify gaming on the Mac and make it as seamless as it is on other platforms. It's kind of a direct shot at Microsoft's new Xbox app for PC, but done the Apple way. Clean, automatic, and integrated into the OS. But it's not just a fancy library. The Games app is leaning hard into social. Apple's refreshing Game Center in a way that actually feels useful. Your friends and groups are all in one place, so you can see who's playing what, set up multiplayer sessions, or just flex your achievements. There's a Play Together tab that lets you compete with friends, think asynchronous competitions and single-player games, or live matches if you're into multiplayer. The killer feature here might be challenges. Developers can now create time-limited, score-based showdowns, so even if you're just grinding a single-player title, you can compete with up to 16 friends to see who's at the top of the leaderboard and get notifications every time someone snipes your high score. It's a low-friction way to make mobile and Mac gaming actually social instead of just another solitary experience. Your progress, achievements, and friend lists all sync across devices because this is all powered by the updated Game Center on the back end. Now, one of the best and honestly most overdue features is real discovery. The Games app personalizes your recommendations based on what you actually play, not just what's trending in downloads. There's a Because You Played section that surfaces new games similar to your favorites and a top played games chart based on actual play time, not just installs. For indie devs and smaller titles, this could be really nice, finally surfacing those hidden gems that get buried in the App Store noise. And if you're like me and your app library is a mess, the new filters let you sort by controller support, arcade status, or even just what's installed on your actual device. And if you've ever downloaded a game, it just shows up, making it easy to rediscover old obsessions or games you forgot you even bought. Guilty as charged right here. So, how is everyone reacting? Unsurprisingly, it's a mixed bag. On Reddit and X, hardcore gamers are saying it's about time, but with a heavy dose of why did it even take this long? The biggest praise is people are saying finally there's a unified launcher that feels like a modern gaming hub, especially for Apple and arcade fans and anyone using controllers. People love the idea of their whole game library being in one place. But there's plenty of skepticism too. Some call it a repackaged game center, arguing that unless Apple fixes the content problem, getting more AAA titles, not just ports or casual games, none of these features will matter. Others see the social features as catch-up moves, pointing out that just about every other gaming platform has had leaderboards and friends for over a decade. Apple Arcade partners are hyped, calling it a game changer for engagement and discoverability, while indie devs are cautiously optimistic, hoping for more visibility and easier player re-engagement, but some remain skeptical, saying Apple needs to stick with this and not lose interest after launch. Here's the thing, Apple claims 500 million people play games on the iPhone, and that is a wild number, but the perception in the wider gaming community is that Apple still isn't in the same league as a Microsoft or a Sony or a Steam or an Epic. The new Games app is Apple's best shot yet at changing that perception by making games discoverable, play sessions more social, and the whole experience more console-like. If you're a casual player, it means your games are finally easy to find, easy to play with friends, and never buried in some folder you forgot existed. For power users, it's the start of a legit ecosystem where your game library travels with you, multiplayer isn't an afterthought, and Mac gaming finally feels like something you can start to take seriously. But here's my take. The new Games app is the most interesting thing Apple's done for games in years. It's not revolutionary, but it's a genuine attempt to give gaming on iPhone, iPad, and Mac the respect it deserves. The convenience, social features, and cross-platform library make a real difference for everyday users, and if Apple plays it right, it could finally shift the narrative around gaming on Apple devices. But at the end of the day, what gamers care about are the actual games, not a directory of games they have. High quality, AAA games that launch on Apple platforms at the same time as other platforms is what people are waiting for. So Apple, the ball's in your court. Give us the content, stick with it, and maybe the next time gamers talk about Apple and gaming, the iPhone or Mac won't be the punchline. Now I'm curious, what's one future game you'd love to see come to the Mac day and date of release? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.